So welcome to Chimp on Cars. Today we're doing a repair on the BMW 520. So all of you BMW 520 owners, you will know that, well, my car's a 2017 model, but I believe it's fairly common across quite a lot of the range, that we will know that there are these little roof rack bars that go from front to back on our roofs. And there are 4 fixing points where a roof rack could fix in, and each one of those 4 is covered by a little plastic trim. One of mine is missing. In fact, I heard it leave the car one day. It clattered its way across the roof as it left. So basically one of the lugs on the end of it must have broken. I did go back to try and find it, but I couldn't see it. It was quite a fast road, possibly got hit by another car anyway. So that was always going to be gone. Even if I found it, the lug will have broken. It wouldn't have been reusable. So basically I've ordered another one. So it's come all the way from China. I have done a search online to try and find the best place to buy these. Believe it or not, BMW will sell you the complete track, but they won't sell you these individual bits, which seems ridiculous. I'm seeing there's so many people lose these. They're very fragile, they do break very easily. So anyway, I found one. So it's actually from Amazon. I'll put a link on the screen for you, and you can see it does come from China, as most things do these days, but I've measured it up. It's the right shape, it's the right size, it's going to do the job for me, which is great. But as you possibly saw there, it is unpainted. It's not the right colour for my car, which is absolutely fine. I will get it the right colour. So there's a link on the screen for this. So check it out for yourself. Whether you buy it from there or not, it's completely up to you. It's about a tenner or something, so if you do buy one through my link, I will earn a couple of pennies, so don't feel obliged. Check it out for yourself though, see what I bought. And getting it the right colour, well, I've bought a new paint. It's not a type of paint that I've ever used before, let's be completely honest here. And again, this was from Amazon. I'll put a link on the screen for the paint. So basically you pop your registration number in and it comes pre-mixed. Okay, so there's nothing too shocking there. So it's the right colour for my car. Okay, so that's nice, but it doesn't need a lacquer. Now it's only a small piece of trim. I figured that I could buy the paint and a lacquer and do a nice job of it, and certainly if I was doing a bigger repair, that's where I'd be heading. But for the cost of less than a pot of paint and less than a lacquer, the two combined, I can get one of these, which apparently it says don't need a lacquer, so we'll give that a go. So you can test it out with me, and we'll see what we think. So basically, so what we're going to do is we're going to get it the right colour first of all. We're then going to fit it to the car. I'll show you how it fits. I've only ever seen it done before. I've never tried doing it myself. I've read instructions, so it don't look too difficult, but if there are any pitfalls along the way, then we can learn those together on this video, can't we? So, and at the end of the video, we're going to have the car back to how it ought to be, and we are going to shift the car on. It's been our family car for a couple of years now, and we do need to get it on and buy something more appropriate to where we live now. We live in the countryside. We don't bomb up and down motorways quite so much these days. So we're going to buy it, get rid of it, and having the trim in place will help us get rid of it for a fair price, I should hope. So let's get it going. Let's see how we get on with this. Right then, so we're ready to give this a bit of paint now. So basically the way I'm going to do it, it's a winter's day, so the paint has been indoors, it's at room temperature. Very important. You want your paints at a good temperature before you start spraying them. It's had a really good, plenty of shaking, and I'm going to use a heat gun here just to provide me with a bit of warmth. I'm not going to directly blast heat straight onto it, but we do need a bit of warmth in the general vicinity as well as near the surface, because it is a cold winter's day. So the reviews on this, some people have said it comes out a bit lumpy. I'm guessing they sprayed it from cold without shaking it enough. We've certainly shaken ours enough. So degreased the surface, it's now ready to spray. Let's give it a quick go. Well, you get the idea. I'll do it properly, but basically I'll put a mask on and give it a proper couple of goes. It's going to take more than one coat, of course, but that first blast on there, that looks a lot better than I thought. So yeah, reviews, they're good, but if you treat paints properly, they do work. So room temperature, plenty of shaking, and you're going to get a nice finish. So let me carry on with the mask on, and we'll get this painted up. Right then, so phase one, we've got it painted. So it's looking pretty good there. We'll have a quick look at it against the car in a moment, but revelation, these Scooby's paints, it's brilliant. So I've got no lacquer on there, but you wouldn't know to look at it. The paint's come out really nice, really smooth, really good coverage, and I have actually used the heat gun a bit to heat up the surface before putting some paint on there, because like I say, this is a cold winter's day that we're spraying this, so the heat gun has been invaluable as well as for drying it. So now the moment of truth, let's unhook it. Bear with me a sec, there we go. So I've got it, it takes was it about 25 minutes to dry, it says on the can, but obviously this time of the year I would say longer. In fact, I'm going to leave this overnight before I start trying to put it into a piece of trim, but let's at least offer it up against the car and see what we think there. So hopefully the colour match is good. You can find out at the same time I do. So here is the car. So crisp, bright winter's day. Oh, wrong way round. In fact, let's swap pans completely. There we go. So that is where it will go on the car, and well, to me, that colour match looks pretty spot on, so I'm well happy with that. So yeah, and out in the daylight it looks better than the paint surface itself. So yeah, I'm not missing the lacquer, that's good. It's certainly got a good even finish to it, which is good. It's got the fleck in it. Yeah, it's amazing. So brilliant. Let's let that dry properly then, and then we'll get it fitted into the trim. Join me for that part. Right then, so this piece, it's been drying overnight. It's been hanging up in the spare bedroom over a light fitting, so this is now nice and dry, which is good. We've got a reasonably warm day to do this, so I wouldn't want to be filling about with car trims if the weather was particularly cold, because things get cold and brittle, don't they? So let's have a look at what we're going to do. So we've got this piece of trim here. We're going to lift this up all the way along here to get to this, to get the carrier out from inside and replace our little bit. The reason I'm not doing it from the windscreen here, two reasons. One, it's hidden a little bit behind the wing, and it may not come out as easily if I'd like to. And secondly, if I break one of these clips that holds this trim in place, I'd rather break one near the back, because if I break something at the front there, the car's going to be undrivable until I get it fixed. Not that I'm anticipating breaking anything, but you know, better to be safe than sorry, isn't it? So we're going to start at the back here and start lifting this trim up. So I've got myself a plastic trim tool so I don't damage any paint. I've got myself a couple of pieces of wood to help space things up, and I've got a more solid screwdriver, hoping not to use that one, and I've got some more precision types to get this little carrier out. So I think I've got everything I need to get this job done. Let's give it a go and see how we get on. Right then, so at the back of the car, this is the first part, so I'm going to try lifting this up with my tool, and this is where it'll probably make a horrible cracking noise and we'll feel like we've broken it. Obviously it's BMW, build quality shouldn't be too bad, but at the end of the day these are only plastic clips in here, so we're just working them up very gently. So I've exposed two clips, and this trim is just pulling nicely out of them, which is good. Right, all good so far. Let's place a piece of wood under there to space it out, and we're just working our way up to the one we're trying to get to. Right, so we have now exposed the carrier that we're after, so I now just need to get that little carrier out from inside this trim. So precision type screwdriver required. Right, a smaller flathead. Right, slight change of plan. We have got the whole trim out. I just didn't want to break it from trying to fiddle about with it, but let's take a quick look. In fact, I just popped it out of my finger by mistake, but this basically that's just popped out of here. Is all I've done is use a bigger screwdriver, a metal screwdriver, to just push that inwards and pop it up. The same with the bit in the middle, and then that one on the end there. And as you can see, it pops out quite nicely. So we now just need to not damage any paintwork. Right, so we've got the remnants of the old clip still in here. So that's where it's snapped. So the old one that I couldn't find was definitely never going to be of any use because that was missing off of it. And this end as well, blimey. So both bits were broken, fair enough. So both of those now out. We can now put our new one in. Size and shape perfect, that's good. So the new one's now in there. So now we just need to pop this back into our trim and reaffix everything. So back from where it came, there's a handy little notch on the side there to locate it perfectly. So just check the other side, but yeah, we're there. Okay, so just pop all three of those, just little lugs, pop them back inside the trim. A little bit of downward pressure. Ah, yeah, we go, almost. That one don't want to go. Ah, that one's in. The middle one's in, so that one will now go and stay in. Brilliant. Cool. And there we have it. It's back in place. So now let's just pop this trim back in. And is what I'm going to do is give it a quick clean up first. Have a look there, grubby, dirt all the way down the channel there. So I'm going to give it a quick clean up and then we'll pop the trim back on. Right, a little bit cleaner now. So basically the trim locates quite nicely. The ones down the side of the screen locate up perfectly with those. These are the clips for the back pieces, and you can see they can only go, you can't get them too far forward, too far back, so they should push in quite nicely. So they seem to be going in with a nice reassuring crack. Nothing's breaking. And there we have it. So it weren't as bad to fix as I feared. So glad I did it myself. Glad I didn't buy a new track. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Give it a go yourself if you've got the same problem I had.